Hey, back. So they might have used music. Music is a huge thing. It's the use of the heart space and also the passion and the solar plexus. This has a lot of that energy, originating from our passion. So, finding our roots is very important during this time of uncertainty and divide and manufactured conflict. Because what I'm seeing in the downloads I'm getting are that people are being trained. They're being like slowly boiled like the frog to ignore that the emperor doesn't have any clothes on, that the institutions, the beliefs we've come up with are actually not relevant, and they're meant to keep us separate so that we don't actually proceed forward. And that does not help people. Yeah, this is very interesting. Okay, see, look, the farm. This is very important, especially with what's going on in our society here in the United States and many places. Farmers are the bedrock of our of our world here in the United States. Without them, we don't have food. We don't have anything. We don't have the materials to create anything. We can't. And then there's certain places that they want control over that have most of the farming. Um, so they convince the farmers that they're actually doing something good, that they have a chance to survive the American dream, the dream of whatever country you're in. If you do this, you can be successful. You can have all these wonderful things. You can have a good life. If you work hard, you can have a good life. It's a lie. It's meant to, in the country that I'm in, they actually pay farmers to not produce so that there's a supply issue, so that people have a sense of urgency and they want this product when it's manufactured scarcity. So I'm seeing that a lot. And then we got casino and concert, and especially where I live, this is a very interesting these are very interesting cards to come out, because this is a concert. This is manufactured. They're using a gambling mentality to create a sense of scarcity, and in this sense of scarcity, they are getting control. If they have us infighting and being going in two different directions at a very high speed, it's that thing of pulling. I would rather no one have anything than and then I not have it. So a lot of people in the United States are realizing that they've been tricked, they've been manipulated, and it's not their fault. It is not their fault that they have been fed propaganda in everything that they've witnessed, every TV show, commercial, news story, examples in school. China's this and China's that, and what they're realizing is everything that we've been told about other countries is a lie, and it's meant to keep us in a state of confusion that we are better inherently, then therefore we should be proud of whatever we have. And whatever we have currently isn't very much. We have a lot of stuff, but we have a lot of debt. So we're always held, in this kind of stranglehold, this loop of being connected to the government, being connected to the corporations, which in our country, corporations have been given rights of human beings. So that's right. Yeah, a corporation has the same rights as a human being in my country. And so that gives you a sense of of unreality. And so I've started to I'm really interested in psychology and relationships in general. And I've started to see that relationships with the U.S., how they treat our citizens, it's very much like an abusive relationship. And people in abusive relationships, whether male, female, or whatever gender you are, they tend to resist fighting back. They protect the abuser, and they make excuses. It's not because they enjoy the treatment, or they just have been brainwashed. They have been told that, well, if you speak out, you're going to be all alone. You're going to be ostracized. You're going to be treated differently. And people are terrified of that. We are very social animals. So they use this horrible way of socializing people into a fear mentality so that they will not say, hey, the emperor isn't wearing any clothes. You know, yeah, we used to be on the premise of originality, of invention. That's what I've been getting a lot, like with the advent of DeepSeek and RedNote. The people in the United States seeing that we are really behind on originality, that we've been trained to correctly answer things, not realizing that innovation, originality comes from answering things in a way that no one else has. So this is number 11. If you're seeing the number 11, it is kind of a sign that you are on the right track. You're seeing those signs and synchronicities. Also 5. 5 is the number of change. And what we need right now is originality and change. And we need to use our intuition. This is the foundation of who we are. When we start trusting ourselves and start questioning, like, you don't have to make drastic choices. This is a very simple one you can do. Why do you think what you think? Every decision you make, instead of just blindly doing it and going, oh, that's just the way things are and that's the way I always do it. Shake it up. Change your routine just a little bit. Change your routine and use your intuition. If it doesn't feel right that day, this is weird to me. It looks like bacon. Maybe there's something in your diet that you've just always eaten. And you're like, I don't feel very good when I eat that. Start questioning that. Why am I eating that then? Do I eat it out of habit? Do I eat it because it's part of the breakfast of champions? Yeah, it's fat. It's just fat. It tastes really good. Hey, don't get me wrong. Bacon tastes great. But it is literally not nutrient dense. It was given because people were poor and it was a way to have high fuel energy. And again, we go back to farms. So changing what we want out of farms too is very important. Like, why are we farming what we're farming? We're farming products that have chemicals, toxic chemicals that are not allowed in some countries. But we still think that we're being protected by these people. And I'm not talking about the farmers. They have to live within the confines of the institution that's created them. Farmers are now not independent. They don't have the ability to do that. There's been regulations that are in place to keep them in their place. So trusting your intuition, using music, using joy, get out of the box, really start remembering what's important to you. Why are you in this rat race of getting more stuff or living in a place that you're not really happy in? I mean, if it's a safety thing, that's completely different. But why not start going into communities and try to make it a community so that we can all be safe wherever we go. We can't all stay behind our gates. We can't all stay on our islands. We have to go out into the real world. And we have to be, moving. Oh, I really like this. Moving from, this conflict of the 7 of Wands to the 7 of negotiation. When we come into situations with the light of negotiation versus conflict, where there can be a meeting of the minds between the sun and the moon, that this isn't a divide. This is actually like coming together. I'm seeing a lot of symbolism with you guys' readings of, coming together. There is going to be an ending. It's happening. We have to accept it. We can either turn this into a war against each other, or we can come and make this a negotiation and bring back originality, bring back what makes us an amazing species.